The lecture hall at the Interstellar Academy of Unified Knowledge shimmered with shifting light as hundreds of students from across the galaxy gathered for their comparative warfare ethics class. Species of every imaginable shape crystalline, gelatinous, scaled, fur buzzed with anticipation. Today's topic was controversial. The human combat ban, justified or prejudice? At the center of the amphitheater stood Professor Grailtuan, a wise and cautious Methuri who had witnessed 2 centuries of conflict. Behind him, a dark screen hovered. "Before we begin," Grailtuan said, "I must warn you. The footage you are about to see is from the Soul Conflict archives. The ban on humans in galactic warfare was not political. It was survival." Laughter rippled through the room, particularly from the Celtari Cluster Delegation 8 Tall, Insectoid cadets who were known for their elite warrior culture. "The ban is a joke," hissed Sir Kalen, one of the Celtari. "Humans are soft, primitive, emotion-driven. We saw Earth's early wars in the archive. They fought over water." A few students chuckled. Even the usually reserved Telvanian slime beings blinked in amusement. Grailtuan didn't respond. Instead, he turned to the screen and said quietly, "Very well. Let us begin." The screen flickered. The footage was grainy at first, clearly from a body cam. The view bobbed with the rhythmic movement of a soldier running. Explosions thundered. In the background, the location was tagged as Havoc Site 27, a battlefield in the Skarnic Rebellion. Who are they fighting? A student whispered. GRAL single quotes TUUN answered. The Skarnic were genetically enhanced warriors. 4 meters tall, armor-plated, cloned for speed and endurance. The camera panned upward as one of the Skarnic behemoths charged toward the human position. Roaring dot. And then it happened. A single human soldier barely 2 meters tall, bleeding. His left arm hanging limp emerged from cover. He didn't retreat. He didn't hesitate. He charged into the Skarnic. A collective murmur rose from the students. A few leaned forward. One of the Celtari whispered, "He's suicidal." The human moved like water rolling under the Skarnic swing, planting an explosive on the creature's leg, kicking off a wall to avoid the blast as the enemy detonated mid-dash roar. The footage didn't stop. It cut to another battlefield, urban ruins. 12 humans surrounded by 40 enemy combatants. Each human moved with brutal precision. One tossed an explosive drone. Another covered their flank with an old-school projectile weapon. One human, shot in the gut, refused evacuation. Instead, he lay on the ground and calmly directed fire support until the entire enemy line fell. A Telvanian blob muttered, "That's not rational." Grailtuan's voice was quiet. "No, it's not. That's the point." Then came the final footage. It was from a helmet cam found after the mission. The soldier in question, Staff Sergeant Lena Ortiz, had refused extraction despite a collapsed lung. The audio crackled as her voice came through. "If anyone finds this, tell my brother I made it count. Tell command the Skarnic artillery. Platform is down. We used the tunnels. Watch your 6 those bastards come from the ground." The feed showed her limping through the base, alone, dragging a bag of fusion charges. She wasn't supposed to make it. She didn't expect to. And yet she smiled when she reached the platform. The last frame was her pressing the prowl. Detonator. Silence fell over the lecture hall. The footage ended. For a long moment, no one spoke. Professor Grailtuan looked around. "Now you understand. It wasn't prejudice that led to the human combat ban. It was fear. Not of what humans do to others, but what they're willing to do to themselves." You let that sink in. Most species break when isolated. Humans become sharper. Most flee when outnumbered. Humans get creative. Most surrender when wounded. Humans don't. Sure, Kalen, once mocking, now sat frozen. But they're not even genetically modified. They're just human, Grailtuan said. The Celtari elite stared at the blank screen, mandibles clicking nervously. "And you say they're banned from galactic warfare?" "They are," the professor nodded. By unanimous vote of the council after the Skarnic War, no species, no matter how savage, would fight them willingly. We stopped deploying them to avoid escalation. The band protects them and us. A small, timid voice from the back asked, "But what if the ban is ever lifted?" Professor Grilltuin looked solemn. "Then I suggest you pray your species isn't on the wrong side.